So Monday starts for me the way last week finished, and I'm going to be having a quick bonfire this morning. So how I go about my bonfires is I always carry a pack of these in the van. Just a cheapy pack of fire lighters. In fact, these ones are more expensive than the usual ones I buy, and the cheaper the better. And I always have a little pack of dry wood, something like that I split up for my bonfires. Get them started quick. Just a little bit of dry wood, lighter, and my fire lighters. I don't mess about with petrol, never have done with fires. I could tell you a story one day about a gardener I knew that started a fire with petrol. Unfortunately, it does not have a good ending. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go into that one too much, but yeah, it don't have a good ending, and anyway, it's put me off using. Never used petrol to start my fires. Always a bit of dry wood, and I'd always add to it. And there's not much of a bonfire at the minute, but I've got stuff to come on here later on, so I'm going to let it burn up a bit, get some heat into it. Got some drier wood over here that I'm going to put all onto it, and yeah, hopefully have a good burn up and a good start to the day. This place here is in the middle of nowhere, so it's not going to upset too many people. Whichever way the smoke goes, the only person it's going to upset is me if it's blowing right in my face. So hopefully it decides to go a different direction to me. Do some pressure washing, and I'm going to pressure wash some furniture off, get it nice and clean. Try not to get it too close. I'm using the Karcher. I think this is the same one I got. They do the job. They're pretty good. I wouldn't say they're a professional use, but they I've had mine now for a few years, so don't let me down. Anyway, I'll see how I get on. You know what? Probably have to put the tap on. It's always a good thing. Time for a coffee. Get well looked after on this job. And I've been doing. I've got this table clean. I've actually changed the nozzle. Changed the nozzle to this one. This one just comes out like a flat nozzle. The other one comes out like a cone shape, and I always find with the cone shape one it's quite harsh. I didn't want to fur all the wood up, so I just really want to clean off any green and bird poo. Really, I didn't want to make any damage, so I've changed the nozzle to the softer one, and it's doing a fine job. As I say, I just really want it to be all clean and free of bird turd and grime, so that they, when the removal people come to move them, they can just chuck it all in and it'll be nice and clean. Cheers. Lovely day today. That's got to be, it's double figures. We're about 10 degrees. First bits and pieces out of the way this week. Week wise, looking pretty good. Weather wise, it's going to be, I think it's going to be fairly comfortable, nice to work in. Going to be a bit windy apparently, but yeah, I've just done a little pressure washing job for someone, just cleaning off some furniture. This week is going to be a pressure washing week. I think I could be doing some on Thursday and probably also Friday. If the weather stays good, it's going to be one of those weeks where I'll get the pressure washer out and start cleaning a few bits and pieces up. If the weather stays like this all week, people will start thinking about mowing. It's just you know, the temperature will be nice, grass will be growing if it stays this temperature all week. So we'll wait and see what we'll be doing. I need to get my mowers looked at and just sorted out. There's nothing wrong with them, but I like to just get the oil changed. The mulching mower that I have needs two new blades, so that mulching mower's got like 2 blades. They both need replacing. The guy who does my mowers for me, he said that last time he looked at them, he said he's sort of getting to the limits now where he keeps sharpening them. They've probably got to the limit of you can't no longer sharpen. You know, they just need to be replaced. I don't want to replace the blades on the mower. Probably for the first few weeks of me mowing. I'd rather use the old blades on the first few weeks of mowing, because I'm going to be picking up bits of rubbish and, you know, sticks and all the rest of it. I don't want to put a brand new blade on and ruin it within the first 2 weeks of spring. So what I'm going to do is just get him to, you know, get my oil all ready to rock and roll, make sure everything's nice and, you know, the mower's a good condition, and I'll ask him to order me a new couple of blades, and after the first couple of weeks of mowing, I'll then replace the blades with the new ones. Just so by then, hopefully, I've picked up all the rubbish off the ground and all the rest of it. There's nothing worse than getting a brand new razor sharp blade on the mowers and wrecking them. So me and my dad are together today. We're going to do, for the morning anyway, we're going to do a morning together, and what it will be is, this property will probably be cutting grass there in the next month. So what we're going to try and do is get everything ready for grass cutting. We're going to take away all the lower branches and just sort of stuff that overhangs and bumps into us when we're cutting the grass. This place as well has just been riddled with moles. The mole hills are going crazy, so we're going to try and rake all them flat, so that, you know, in the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks time when we start cutting grass, everything's nice and straightforward and we can just go through and mow without any trouble. So Dad's already cracking. We're just pushing all the foliage back, getting it out of our way, so when we mow the grass it's not in our way, we can just crack on with it. We're not going to worry about the mole hills today. Mole hills can wait, because there's actually a bit of frost in the ground, so it's on the grass. So we're going to leave those for the next visit. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to be getting rid of all of this, pushing this right back, so that when I come around to mow, I'm not catching myself on all these brambles and bits and pieces. So no one ever comes around here, but I'm just going to hack it all down, push it right back, and make myself a bit of room. Probably get rid of that at some point and the bubbly will be brought down. So as I was cutting this bush, I realised that this little job here would have been absolutely perfect for the pruner attachment for my steel combi. I actually used the hedge cutter on this. I used some big secateurs, and I also used a little saw. The pruner would have done all those little jobs for me, no trouble. The problem I have at the minute is I am in a quandary whether to get the pruner or the cultivator attachment. I can't get both. The problem I have is I would use the pruner, but not very often. It would be one of those things that would come out every now and again. And for the price they are at the minute, I can't quite justify buying myself one. I'm not a tree man. I don't ever do anything to trees. I would basically just be a few branches every now and again. And at the minute, using the saw is the way I do things. I say I'm not sure which one I want to go for, the cultivator or the pruner. Both for the same reason, you know, the pruner and the cultivator I would use every now and again, but just would not use them as much as would justify buying one. So watch this space. I might end up getting one day. It's just at the minute I'm just saving the pennies for something different maybe. It's always been a problem since I've first got the steel combi system tool. Every time I go into the shop, the rack is full of different tools that I could get, whether it be, you know, the strimmer attachment or the pruner attachment, cultivator, power broom, whatever it is, I want it. You know, I see them all sat there and think, right, that would be good for that job, that would be good for that job. But as I say, I've got the hedge cutter attachment because I use the hedge cutter attachment all the time. I've got the edger attachment because I use it a lot through the summertime. You know, it earns its money. Now at the minute, the pruner just would not be used that much for me, so I'll put it on the list for another day. Pushed back a little bit, done a bit with it, mixture of loppers, hedge cutter and saw. Don't have to look too pretty, it's just gonna be out of our way. I've tried to get underneath here as well and cut all the brambles, so you can see there I've just cut them to the ground. I'm not going to worry about dragging them all out, they can just die off in there, and I say that should now allow me to get the mower up underneath without being scratched to bits. So I'm on the way to my second job of the day, and it's my new job. It's the one I picked up last week. There's a lot of pruning roses, bending roses over and that sort of thing. So I'm not nervous. I don't tend to get nervous before I go to new jobs. I'm not nervous when I'm at jobs. I don't know. I just never have been. I've been doing it for so long. Even when I used to do painting and decorating for people and building, I never got nervous about turning up to someone new. So I'm excited really. Couldn't show you any of the rose job unfortunately because the customers were out with me the whole time. As you can see, parking is a little bit of a nightmare on this real fast little road, and across the road my mates British Gas. I've just done the rose job, and I was a tad worried when I first got there because the guy I was working for came out in a big coat, and the wife came out and she brought out some coffees, which was brilliant. I mean, straight away, that's the perfect way to get on my good books. You bring me out a coffee, and I hadn't done any work yet. She came out with a big coffee, and she had her coat on and gloves on. And I thought, all right, something's, you know, she's going to be working with me now. And he just wanted to sort of let me know what he wanted doing, which was fine. I knew what I was up to, and he went back inside. And in fact, the lady helped me tidy up. So I was cutting all this rose down, and she said, just throw it. She was like, I've done this for my husband for years. She said, just throw all the rubbish behind the back of your head. She said she'll clear it all up for me. So as I say, I was a little worried when we first started. I thought, crikey, I'm going to have to you know, watch, because straight away I have to take my earphones out. I can't listen to my music because people are talking to me. Or so no, if I'm honest with you, it worked fine. It was no trouble at all. She stayed out with me for probably like an hour,
She helped me tidy up a lot of the stuff, and then she was indoors for the rest of the hour. She said, you know, she'll leave me to it, which was fine. I think some people just want to make sure you're not going to just go in and cut the rose off to the ground and just walk away. So no, they were quite happy, and he came out in the end. He paid me there and then, which is obviously a great bonus if they're going to pay you sort of literally just if you've done the job. And there was no messing about. He paid me there and then. He said, look, I love what you've done. He said, well done, thank you ever so much. And now it's just going to be an ongoing thing for the next few weeks until everything's finished off. So pleased to have got the first visit under my belt, and I say I should be back there in a fortnight's time. And oh no, actually I'm going to go back there next week. I'm going to go there in a weekly thing until all the jobs are done. So yeah, happy to do that, and yeah, all fine.